Guys, this is Cheryl. I wanted to come on and do an update about we all know cancer and where I am with my journey and how things are going. Um I guess I'll dive right in. So last time I talked to you guys, I think I was going in maybe for my third scan or my fourth scan. And I've had several scans since then. That scan turned out really, really good. They didn't see any cancer or any return at that time. I have another scan coming up in April, so you guys keep me in your prayers. I know a lot of people are probably confused because my cancer was in 2014. I was diagnosed April of 2014. And a lot of people who are diagnosed with cancer, it's a little bit different for them because of the type of cancer I have. There are several, when you're diagnosed with breast cancer, it's just not one generic cancer. They do several tests to find out what type of mutation it is because cancer is a mutation. What type of mutation it is? Is it a, are you, triple negative? Is it, HER2 positive, or is it just regular cancer? What stage you are in the game? Has it spread to lymph nodes? It's so many variables that go into being diagnosed with cancer. So a lot of times, I'm going to be rambling, so guys, please bear with me. A lot of times, I get frustrated at some of the stuff I see as far as cancer is concerned because like the Susan Coleman run for your life and all of that because there's no generic cancer and they treat it like it's all generic and it's not. And not everyone survives. People die and I just for me, I just stay quiet. I don't really do the walks and a lot of my friends or some of my family and friends, they wanted me to do walks. They wanted me to, celebrate. When I finished chemo, I didn't ring a bell or anything because I think that's a fake sense of hope. I mean, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer because yes, my cancer is in remission, but once you get cancer, once it's in your cells, it really never goes away. Can chemo put it in remission for the rest of my life? Radiation and chemo, yes, but I have to take tamoxifen every day to with the hopes of it not coming back, and I have to be scanned. So let me just get back to why I have to be scanned and why some don't. I am HER2 positive, and I think my doctor won't tell me, but I think my cancer, they score you as far as a recurrent score, and I think my recurrent score was a little bit high as well. So I do a lot of precautions that, like my husband's ex-wife Wanda, we're friends. She doesn't do. She just goes and does blood work. But for me, I have to do a scan. Right now, I do scans every 3 months. April will be, I think, my last 3 month scan, and then I'll do it every 6 months, and then I'll finally get to a yearly scan. But I may be scanned the rest of my life, and that's $1,200 a scan out of my pocket. So it's devastating. My 401k is shot, and back to back. Let me go back. It's truly devastating. I haven't saved any for retirement because I've spent most of it fighting cancer. And my husband's so sweet, and he's like, sure, I got you. We got this. But I'm scared, guys. And I don't know what's going to happen when I get older. But you know what? God's got this. So let me go back. Let me go back to why I'm doing this video. So my last scan was good. I have a scan in April next month. I'm sitting up here staring at the bottle now that I'm gonna have to drink and go get an MRI. And last Thursday I had my second surgery for breast reconstruction. I'm not happy. My breasts are horrible. I don't know what to do. I mean, I guess I'll just be mauled the rest. I mean, this is my life. This is reality. Um, this is what it is. The doctor that did my reconstruction, he did a better job than the last doctor. Um, I'm just hoping that when I go in, that he doesn't say, "Well, this is," because he's like, "They look great," and I'm like, "Are we looking at the same?" Okay, and I smile. I'm like, "Well, thank you," because I don't want to be rude, but you know, I'm expecting a little bit better. Nobody wants to walk around with one breast standing in, the other breast where I have bat wings over here. Nobody wants to walk around like that. And it's not his fault, but I'm coming to him to fix it. So I go in next Wednesday, and I'm praying that when we talk, that he'll say, you know, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do. I'm watching this thing on TV, and I have to tell my husband about it. I have to tell my husband about this. Let me pause. I'll rewind it. Okay, I see something for the basement because our basement's not finished, and what we have, it's okay as a workout room, but I'm thinking that it's a really good thing we could do in the basement with this. But anywho, my Flexil. Okay, Flexil. Okay, my point is that I'm sorry guys. My intention span is all over the place because I'm just overwhelmed. But my point is that when I go in to talk to my, plastic surgeon next Wednesday, I'm not going to be like, oh, I hate my breasts because, I know that they have to settle and they may change and I may get happy. But I know that the right breasts I'm not happy with. And I am going to go in and talk with him and sort of say, where are we? Are you going to go back in and do any revisions? Or is this as good as it gets? And then I'll have to look for someone else because I'm not going to give up on this journey, but I am going to take my time. What else? Well, and nothing else. I mean, with all of the surgeries I have, it has taken a toll on my system and my self-esteem. It's still pretty low. And it's taken a toll on me just physically as fatigue. I'm fatigued a lot and I'm still suffering from depression, but I'm doing better. I'm working out. I was working out every morning, but hence the braids. My hair hasn't grown a lot and it's still short, so I put my hair in braids with the hopes of it growing and maybe edges coming back in. But I, I am working out. I'm trying to drop weight, and like with chemo, a lot of people don't understand. Like when you go through chemo, it's like it causes other effects. Like right now, because I've gained weight with the steroids and everything, I am now being monitored for diabetes, in which before I got cancer, I promise guys, the only thing I had was pneumonia, which I think was cancer related because it was breaking down my immune system. But prior to that, I wasn't even sick. I never had been in a hospital other than having my daughter. So but and I still, so back to the way that they follow me. So that's why I'm getting a scan in April. And I'm still also getting the Lupron shot because they need to shut down my ovaries until I go completely through menopause. And when I go through menopause, so because this Lupron shot is so expensive for me, it's like every year I have to pay 5,000 out of pocket just I'm always going to meet my out of pocket deductible, and I don't have money like that. So at this point, I'm thinking about getting my ovaries out. Now I'll probably shoot by my doctor's office and make an appointment. I'll call her and try to make an appointment to schedule some time to talk to her so I can get it done this year because I'm paid 100% already out of pocket, which by the way is $5,600, and I've done it. So, guys, all I can tell you is, just pray for me. I want you to just please, keep up with your mammograms. Not that, and another thing I wanted to say about mammograms, because when I was diagnosed, I went and had a mammogram in February. Okay, and I was a large, I was a plus size. I was a little curvy and sexy back then, but not anymore. But I had a D breast and I had large breasts. And a lot of times you hear this because I talk to a lot of women. They say, yeah, I had a scare, but they said it was just density. Understand that if you do a mammogram and someone says, you know, yeah, you have larger breasts, so it's probably density that we're looking at. Don't take their word, because I truly feel, I don't know if it would have changed the outcome and the way I had to be treated. I mean, it could have been just, I don't know. But I truly believe, like when I went in 2000, let me see, I started having my mammograms. I started a little late, I'm not going to lie, but I started about 43, 43, 44. When I went in and had, they say you're supposed to have your mammograms after 40. When I went in about 2 or 3 years later, and I had my mammogram done. You know, I had went to my primary care physician for a physical, and she was feeling around my breast. She was like, She said, you know what? Have you had your mammogram? I said, no. She said, you need to go have a mammogram. I don't know that I feel anything, but I would feel better with you having a mammogram. So I went in and had a mammogram, and then they said, well, okay, we need to do a diagnostic mammogram, and that's a different machine where they look. But keep in mind that when they film this and they send this stuff, these are humans. Listen to me carefully. These are human beings looking at an x-ray when they're doing a diagnostic mammogram. If they're just doing a diagnostic mammogram, these are human beings looking at an x-ray, a doctor that's looking at x-ray and deciding whether you have cancer or not. So the reason why I bring this up is that if you go and they tell you, you know, your breasts look a little dense, I think we should have a diagnostic mammogram done. That means they want to make sure it's not cancer. Make them go a step further. Tell them, say, well, you know what? Can I have a biopsy? I'd rather have a biopsy of the space that you think looks a little bit suspicious, because that's truly the only way that they're going to call it cancer. Because if they look at this, if the doctor decides, you may have a doctor that's a little bit more cautious and it's like, let's do a biopsy. Or you may have a doctor that looks at your diagnostic mammogram and says, let's just wait, which is what happened to me. If I had known what I know now, I would have been like, no, let me do a diagnostic. Can you do, not diagnostic, let me do a biopsy. The space that you see a problem with, I need you to extract fluid, do a biopsy of my breast, extract fluid, and tell me honestly, do you see it? Because that's when it's for sure they test the cells. And it may be a little expensive, but this is your life. And especially women that are under 40, if they're seeing something and you do a diagnostic and then you have someone, they come back and they say, well, they're going to watch it, come back in 6 months, insist on a biopsy. I think that if they see something in a mammogram, they should automatically do biopsies. They shouldn't do a diagnostic. That shouldn't even, the diagnostic should be, you know, that should go away. Anyway, I'm really passionate about this because I truly believe, because I was, you know, after that mammogram and after they, you know, they did the testing on me, after that, when they sent me and they said, well, we'll see in 6 months. I went back in 6 months and they were like, okay. And then I waited a year and then I went in February and they were like, oh, you're fine. And then a lump appeared in April. I'm like, had I been smart enough to be like, do a biopsy, I probably would have caught it at stage 1 instead of, you know, stage 2 that I was at, and, you know, and now worrying if it's going to come back. Would it have been the same outcome? Yes, but, you know, nevertheless, I don't want to make this video too long. I just feel like you guys are my family, and, you know, people, you know, my family, I don't talk to them like this because I don't think they understand what I'm going through. And, you know, the decision I made to remove my breast, I don't think I was in the right frame of mind to do that at the time. Had I known, but see, it's a catch-22 with my mammogram. Yeah, I'm getting so emotional, I'm sorry. It's a catch-22 with me removing my breast, because had I not removed my breast, I still have to be going for mammograms, and I would be afraid that some of the tissue, the cells were still left in the tissue. But on the other hand of that, now I'm having nightmares trying to get just breasts to look normal or resemble something normal. So it is what it is. I think it will get better if I can possibly lose weight, I think that then my breast reconstruction will look better, and the outcome will be better. But y'all, I'm at 15 minutes. I just wanted to come on and say thank you for the my YouTube family and the people that watch my video and support me and pray for me. And I've had people reach out to me and say, I've been through it, I'm doing it, I'm going through it. And if you are going through it and you're at the beginning stage, just make clear decisions. Don't lead with emotion. And, find an oncologist that is smart, that is very cautious, because I want to say this, and I know I'm almost at 16 minutes, and I haven't had a video this long in a while, but also with Big Ange, I watched Mod Wives, and it really took me aback at the fact that when she went in and they found cancer, and I'm not saying that she would the outcome would have been different, but it took me aback when they found cancer in her throat and they did surgery. Then they saw it in her lungs, and they didn't do any type of chemo or anything. And I know this is very controversial. I had a friend, I went out to lunch with her, and she was, giving me the whole spiel about natural and how this woman, fixed her cancer by doing some natural stuff. Let me tell you something. I don't know enough about that. Yes, I could combine it, but I don't know enough about going natural to fix my cancer. And my surgeon said, I don't know enough the type of cancer you have, but back to, I'm rambling, I'm sorry, I'm getting ready to stop, but back to Angie, it really hit me hard, and it made me sad, because I'm like, what if they would have treated her at the very beginning with some type of chemo? And which leads me to believe that, I feel like there's a cure for cancer somewhere out here, but because they're making big money all treating us with chemo and everything and running our lives, that, I don't know. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I really am. But love you guys. Please pray for me. I have my scan in April, and just pray that I get good results, and pray for my reconstruction. I mean, at this point, just pray for life, and pray for all of us cancer sisters that are battling stage 4, because too many times, people don't even address the fact that you have cancer sisters out here that are really struggling every day in their life to just live, and you don't hear about that. And that's why I don't do that Susan Komen cure for the walk and all that, because I just want us all to live. All right, guys, love you, bye.